And now, coming to you live from an undisclosed location, somewhere deep in the heart of flyover country, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, under the radar, but always over the top. Very happy to be with you here tonight. We're going to talk about the Ark of the Covenant, and what's inside of it is what tells the story. We've all had these warm, fuzzy feelings for the Ark of the Covenant. You may not have such warm, fuzzy feelings after this discussion, but I'm sure you'll always have warm, fuzzy feelings for Jay Campbell, and he'll be with me at just about 2 hours from now on The Last Stand. We've got a special guest tonight, Matthew Belair. He's been on with us before, and I understand Matthew's got some bombs to drop on us. Matthew always has some great stuff. So, special edition of The Last Stand with Jay Campbell, myself, and Matthew Belair. So, look forward to that tonight, and it's going to be a really great show. So, I want to invite you to be a part of it. I want to invite you to tell all your friends, tell all your neighbors, tell all your enemies, tell everybody, and come on out and be a part of The Last Stand tonight. And also, I just got this just moments before I went on air. Tomorrow night, I'll be again a guest on Rocky Stucci's Situation Room. And we're going to be talking about Black Identity Israel. Some of the most venomous comments that I ever receive are from adherents of that position. So look forward to that tomorrow night on the, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called anymore, but we'll get you the information and you will have a great time listening to that. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the business at hand, the Ark of the Covenant, ladies and gentlemen, the Ark of the Covenant. And the thing about it is, it's what's in the Ark of the Covenant that makes it so remarkable. And the Ark, what's in it is the real story, ladies and gentlemen. This is a picture of the Ark of the Covenant behind me. And I had the occasion when I was in the United States Air Force to be a part of a mission, Mojo 50, that's right, mojo50.com, to be a part of a mission where we flew over to the nation of Israel, and we went to Ethiopia and picked up Ethiopian Jews that were starving to death in our C-130 airplanes, and we brought them to Israel. And I was told by many of them that they had the Ark of the Covenant. I don't think they do. I think they have some things maybe that were in the Ark of the Covenant, which is a nice segue because that's what we're going to talk about. I would say this is probably what the Ark of the Covenant looked like, except maybe these angels were back on the edge because there's some discrepancy. But if they were back on the edge, it would have been a lot harder to lift the lid. So this may have been the correct position for the angels on top of the Ark of the Covenant. Of course, it was a box covered with wood, and it was filled with certain things. And very, very interesting. Oh, Rocky Stucci. Shut up. Rocky Stucci's in the house. Tomorrow night, Rocky Stucci's Situation Room. I'll be there, and I know that you will too. It's a great program. So let's talk about what's in the Ark of the Covenant, because what's in it is the real story. And I'm telling you right now, it may cause you some of your warm fuzzies for the Ark of the Covenant, because, ladies and gentlemen, it is not what we thought that it was. I mean, it's the same stuff we thought that it was, but it's not the way we thought it was, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. Let's talk about it. What's in the Ark of the Covenant? And just to make most of you happy, we'll go with the New Testament version of what's in the Ark of the Covenant. That way you can feel most touchy and feely about it. And here's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. Inside the Ark of the Covenant was the golden jar of manna, Aaron's staff that had budded. What does that mean, Jeff? Well, Aaron had a staff, those big things they hold. And one of the miraculous elements of that staff, of course, it's a dead piece of wood, but it sprouted and grew almonds, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this is the same staff that he threw down, and it became either a snake or a crocodile, depending upon your belief of the language. when they had the confrontation with the magicians of Pharaoh, and we'll talk about that. And it had the stone tablets of the covenant, meaning the 2 tablets of the 10 commandments. Now, of course, one of the American philosophers and theologians, Mel Brooks, prophesied that there were 15, but Moses stumbled on the way down the mountain and dropped 5 of them, and they became the 10 commandments. That's just a little joke, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little joke. It didn't really happen, but is it possible to pull it up really quickly? So I shouldn't be doing this now, but I just wanted to see if it's there. Oh my, I shouldn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? Sometimes we can just be a little bit too serious. And every now and then, we need to have a little fun. We need to have a little bit of parody. We need to have a little bit of, a little bit of levity within our life and within our shows sometimes too. And, I do sometimes invoke and use the fair use doctrine, fair use practices. It does allow citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes under certain circumstances for things like parody, for things like education. And that's certainly what we're doing. So with that in mind, I would like to show you that there used to be 15 commandments. This is proof, ladies and gentlemen, because it was in the movies. And if it's in the movies, you know it's real. So I just want to show you this. There were 15 commandments, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you, you're just going to be blown away because you didn't know that there were 15 commandments. But watch this. There really were 15 commandments. But something happened, and it was just a little bit of an issue. Here comes Moses. He's got the 10 commandments. He's got the 15 commandments. See? He's saying you're 15. Oh, shit. 10 commandments. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the honest truth. That's what happened. I wasn't there, but I think it really happened. So there you go. The 10 commandments, ladies and gentlemen, not the 15 commandments. But at any rate, let's get back into our serious business. Let me find out where that was and let me get rid of that. And so we don't have to hear that cropping up on us. All righty then. That was kind of interesting. Kind of silly, but in the Ark of the Covenant, ladies and gentlemen, we have just seen that there used to be 15, but now there's only 10 commandments. So now I got myself all discombobulated, but that's all right. I'll get myself back on track. I will get myself back on track. But we know what was in that commandment. I showed you. We know what was in that ark. I showed you. So let's talk about them. The rod that was Aaron's, as I glance at the whiteboard of ideas, that budded. What is that rod emblematic of, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that rod is emblematic of the fact that no matter how strong your intention might be, no matter how strong your magic might be, no matter how strong your mojo 5-0 tomorrow night, Rocky Suchi Situation Room, no matter how strong your mojo might be, the being pretending to be Yahweh wants you to know that his rod is more powerful than your magic. His rod is more powerful than your intention. And of course, it doesn't matter if it really happened or not. It only matters if you believe it happened or not. So that rod in that ark represents the fact that his magic is better than your magic. His magic is stronger than your magic because your magic isn't as strong as the magic of the Egyptians. And if his magic rod was stronger than their magic, then it's certainly stronger than your magic. But I have a problem with that, and I just thought of it. Because those staffs that they walked with were at least, I would say at least 5 feet tall. And unless my calculations are off, I don't think the Ark of the Covenant was big enough to contain the entire staff of Aaron that budded. Now, they might have sawed it off. They might have broken it off, but that sounds a little silly to me. So it sounds like they might have been caught in a little bit of sloppy lying there, because I don't think that whole walking stick, that whole staff, which could have been even 6 feet long, would have fit inside the Ark of the Covenant. Jameis says, was it a magic wand? Well, in effect, it was. So, oops. Ron Wyatt was a charlatan, a fraud, and a liar. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cast aspersion on charlatans, frauds, and liars by comparing them to Ron Wyatt. Ron Wyatt was a charlatan, a fraud, and a liar. He didn't find anything. So, now that I've made my point clear at that, Eyes to See says it was half staff at the time. So maybe there's a half staff in there. But I think you see my point. The point is that somebody says it was a grower. Oh, boy. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the staff or the sawed off part of it or a piece of it, or maybe they just put a picture of it in there. I don't know. They got caught in a lie. But the point is that it was there to remind you that no matter how good you think you are, the Lord's magic is better than your magic. What else was in that covenant, in that Ark of the Covenant? Let's go with there was a couple things in there. Let's go with the 10 Commandments. There used to be 15, but there's 10. 10 commandments in the Ark of the Covenant. What do those 10 commandments represent? Those 10 commandments represent rule over your life. They tell you what to do, when to do, where to do, how to do, what to do, who not to do, and not to do who do. They tell you all that stuff. So those tablets of commandments were in there that said not only do we control your magic, we also control your actions, your daily life actions. You're not divine, you're not sovereign, you're not free. Our magic's better than your magic, and our rules guide and govern your life, ladies and gentlemen. So remember that. Oh, the Ark of the Covenant, it was so beautiful and pretty, and it had the 10 Commandments in it. Yeah, it had the 10 Commandments in it to remind you that you're under his dominion, cousins, and you better do what he says in those 10 Commandments, or he's coming down on you like a ton of proverbial foreskins. Where'd that come from? Some of you know where that came from. What does God need with a foreskin? I don't know. That's another strange thing that we'll have to look at one of these days. But you got the commandments that show that you're under control. You got the rods that show that if you decide to take your own intention or magic, he'll thump you down, whether it's true or not, whether the rod was in there or not. They said it was. You believe it. I contend the rod wasn't there. What else was in there? Well, there was a pot of manna. And what is the manna? Remember the manna? They went out when they were in the desert, and they went out every morning, and they would gather a bunch of this manna that was on the top of the ground, and they would make it into cakes or bread, and they would eat it, and God sustained them. It was the original Democratic Party liberal food stamp program. Everybody come and get it. Did I just wax political? I didn't really mean to. Well, I sort of did. But again, it shows that God will feed you. He's the ultimate Democrat. He'll feed you and feed you and feed you and feed you. And all you have to do is do what he says. He's breeding dependency of your dependency upon him. He's going to feed me. All I have to do is continue to eat what he feeds me, and he'll continue to feed me more. So you've got dependency on Yahweh by the food, him feeding you. You've got his commandments telling you how to live. You've got the rod telling you if you get out of line, and don't forget what shepherds use those rods for. Boom! Whacking sheep over the head. That's what they use those rods for. So not only is it there to remind you you're going to get whacked if you don't listen to the 10 Commandments, you're going to get whacked if you don't eat your manna. Shut up and eat your manna. But it's also there to let you know that if you decide to run or try to get out of line, he's going to put his magic on you with his wand, which is better than your wand, and he's going to take you down to Chinatown. Now I want you to imagine, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, that you're looking down on the Ark of the Covenant, because this kind of brings it all into perspective. Where'd my covenant ark, where'd my ark go? There it is. So pretend you're looking down on the Ark of the Covenant. We're looking down through here, and instead of seeing my large head, you see, let's pretend this is translucent. Let's look at it with our X-ray vision, a Superman reference. I didn't really ever like Superman. Nothing against him, just never liked him. You look through here and you see the 10 Commandments. Oh shit, he's in control of my life. You see the manna. Oh boy, he'll feed me if I just do everything he tells me. You see that rod. Oop. If I don't eat my manna, if I don't do what I'm told, I get whacked with that. And if I really get out of line and try to be divine, sovereign, and free, he's going to put his mojo on me. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's something more than that. Because right here on this pretty shiny gold place, as you're looking down on this ark, on the Day of Atonement, this ark would be covered with blood. Blood of sacrifice. And I believe I've shown you enough evidence to say that it was blood of sacrifice, of human sacrifice, probably child sacrifice. So it's the original blood over intent. Your blood showing his intent. If you get out of line, I'll whack you with the rod. I'll nail you with the mojo. But remember, it's your blood on top. And that's going to be the ultimate price, or maybe even more so, it's your children's blood on top. Do you really want to cross me? Then it's the 10 Commandments. Do you want to do what I say? Or do you want to get your blood or your children's blood shed on top of this ark? Do you want to shut up and eat your manna, or do you want your blood or your children's blood on top of this ark? Ooh. You never looked at it quite this way before, did you? It's pretty, it's beautiful, it's magical, it's powerful. We love the ark. Show us the ark, show us the ark. Oh, wow. I just showed you the ark. How do you like me now? Follow my rules, or your blood or your kid's blood is going to be spilled. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Eat what you're told, or your blood or your kid's blood is going to be shed on the ark. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Don't get out of line, or not only will I whack you with my rod, not only will I put my magic on you, but your blood or the blood of your children will cover this ark. Any questions? No. It's very clear. The Ark of the Covenant, what's inside tells the story. How do you feel about the Ark now, ladies and gentlemen? Ark of the contract, and the contract's taken out on you, cousin. How do you feel about it now? Mr. Darty, you're hardcore. I'm not hardcore. The truth is hardcore. Remember, I'm under the radar, but I'm over the top. And this is over the top, ladies and gentlemen. And it comes straight from truth. Straight from truth. Straight from, well, let me rephrase that. Straight from the text. We're not sure it's true or not, but we've got it straight from the text. Valerie says she'd be so hypnotized without me. That's not true, Valerie. You're the one that unhypnotized yourself. I just stopped the shaking, the swinging of the pocket watch. They can keep their ark. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that I'm dangerous, you need to subscribe so you can keep an eye on me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't like this video, before you go out, make your voice heard. Give it a thumbs down. I deserve a thumbs down if you didn't like it. If you do like what you hear here, you need to subscribe and you need to hit the bell so you don't miss any of this commentary that comes your way. And if you think it was a good message, please give me a thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen, on the way out. It had to be a long box to put a staff in, says Robin. Yeah, it's not long enough according to the dimensions in the Bible. Robin, this is why I say we've got the smartest chat room on YouTube. Robin's like, wait a second, it's not long enough. The ark, says Amanda B. Good question. Shahid, okay, whatever. Jeff, that looks good. Your new background cleverness. Thank you, Amanda. Let's see. Satire, they say it's a white powder. We're talking about the manna. Whatever was in the ark was more than that list. You had to be suited up for protection. That's what they say, Kay Downey. Didn't the Egyptians have 40 commandments? I don't know, Rocky. I'm not an expert on the Egyptians, but if you say it, I'm not going to agree. Know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to disagree. Know what I'm talking about? I agree with you, Rocky. We're on the same page, you and me, like this. Took Moses 40 days to write it with God's finger. That's interesting. But did God have a broken finger or just a very little finger? I don't know. His magic is harmful. Yes, it is. Magic wand. Yes, it was collapsible, says Tracy Dyer. Not even caddy corner. I don't think so, Mark. I don't think so. He also said there was a crystalline rainbow behind it. I don't know. They had rod issues. Absolutely, they had rod issues. It's all magic in the box. Grimoires. I got an LMFAO. That can't be bad. Angel food cake. Mark thinks there might have been angel food cake in there. Maybe. Maybe. An all-you-can-eat buffet. There might have been a buffet in there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I knew that the Democrat remark would strike a few chords, but sorry. It is. Jeff's dropping them tonight. Yeah, you know. I never liked Superman either. I like Batman better, too. Batman's kind of more real for me. Manna was the blood on the ground after sacrifice. Ooh, I like that. That's very, very good. Whack, whack, whack. Absolutely. Arcs and gates. I can't believe I served this idiot God. Bobby Bittman, you didn't work for him for 20 years like I did. So don't feel so bad. And ladies and gentlemen, later on tonight, in just about an hour and 45 minutes, Jay Campbell, Matthew Belair, The Last Stand tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Central, I believe. Yeah, because it's 12 midnight in the East. The Situation Room with the one, the only, the emotional meatball. Shut up, Rocky Stucci. It's going to be good times had by all on every one of those momentous occasions. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I just wanted to wreck your whole concept of the pretty ark. No, I wanted to give you an idea of what's in there so you can understand what's being put down on you, ladies and gentlemen. The ark is not your friend, and the guy that made it isn't your friend, and the guys that carried it aren't your friends. It's all about the fear and guilt control matrix, and I'm here to help you learn how to do the inside job. I'm here to help you unindoctrinate yourself, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. That's what it's all about. I'm the mailman. I bring you checks. You love me. I bring you bills. You hate me. But you know what? In the end, you know you're always going to get your mail, because not rain, nor snow, nor sleet, nor dark of night, or any of that other stuff will stop your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower from delivering the water you don't have to drink and delivering the knowledge you don't have to think, but I'm going to keep bringing it to you. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, reminding you to ask questions, question answers, and you'll be on your way to unindoctrinating yourself. Dum, dum, dum. See ya. 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific for The Last Stand. Jay Campbell, Matthew Belair, Jeffrey Daugherty. We'll see you there. Unindoctrinate yourself.